20-year-old
Bro, and she was the best looking out of the three of them. Of course they fucking killed her. Bunch of jealous fucking
Mary
pieces of
Santina
shit.
Collins was born on July 6, 1999.
That's why, boys.
She
I stay
resided
away,
with her
bro, because I'm too
grandmother,
pretty.
Mia Alderman, in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Mm.
Mary was described as a lovely young woman who was sweet, energetic, and kind. According to her aunt, Kara Williams, Mary had such a light about her. She also went on to describe her niece as loving and silly. Her elementary school principal, Caroline Horn, described her as a beautiful little girl who always wanted a hug in the hallway. Overall, Mary was just a joy to be around, and no one had anything negative to say about her. She was very artistic and enjoyed playing the guitar.
Mary was born with a rare genetic disorder known as 22q11 deletion syndrome, simply known as 22q, which is caused by a small missing piece of the 22nd
So she
chromosome.
was fun, she was
This disorder
likable,
can
she was
affect
artistic.
every system in the human body.
And these fucking
Most
pieces
people with
just killed her.
22q have some variation of heart, immune, learning, speech, or behavior difficulties. It is believed to be the second most common genetic disorder behind Down syndrome, yet most people have never heard of it at all.
Oh, it's the people that are
Mary
super...
was born with an internal cleft palate, which caused a severe speech impediment. Due to this, Mary was
Okay, so now she also speaks kind of cute? Come on, dog. Is 22Q the one that makes people, like, extremely friendly? Because there's a genetic thing where the people just become extremely friendly and they literally want a hug from everybody. Let me see. Genetic defect makes people extremely friendly. Is it that? No, Williams. That's Williams syndrome. Okay. No, then it's first time I hear about this shit.
Friends and family members. She had poor eyesight and wore glasses, but would often forgo them when dressed up. She also had learning difficulties, which made day-to-day tasks a challenge. Where an average 20-year-old girl could go to the mall and go shopping, this was difficult for Mary to navigate, as she had a hard time counting change and could easily find herself disoriented, even in her own neighborhood.
According to her aunt, Alex Gallo, quote, Mary could take care of herself to an extent, but there was no way in hell she could navigate anything or go out into the world and know where she was going, end quote. Despite this, Mary had been practicing getting around on her own with the help of her family. In her
Bro,
South
she's
Charlotte
good looking.
neighborhood, she would use her phone's GPS to navigate her way on walks.
Oh, bro, she tries to overcome. Oh my god, bro, and these people just killed this girl.
Was by and large dependent on whomever she was with to get her back home.
However, none of this dampened Mary's spirit. She was a beautiful girl that liked to experiment with wigs and makeup like many young women her age. She was an innocent soul. In fact, innocent was a word that often came up while researching Mary's case. According to her aunt Kara, she had the mentality of a 14 or 15-year-old. Mary also saw the best in everyone, even if they didn't deserve it, even if they were bullying her. Her trusting nature made her a target for those who would wish to manipulate and take advantage of her kindness.
On March 28, 2020,
she could have been a great streamer, yeah.
Her boyfriend, 21-year-old Lavi Pham, invited Mary over to their apartment to hang out.
Of course,
Lavi
fucking weirdos.
Had been friends in high school and briefly
dated.
Fucking
weirdos.
Now, this invitation was strange because according to Mary's family, Kelly was a jealous mean girl type that had been bullying Mary on social media for months. Apparently,
she's a fucking piece of shit. Gemini, Libra, chaotic neutral. Yikes. I'm sorry for bullying you. I was just born. Lil Baja Blast. You're so cringe, Kelly. Slavery, bro. There's a reason why your name is so close to slavery, bro. Oh, you were born broken from the get-go.
Apparently, Kelly had been calling Mary disgusting and would encourage her to take her own life. But as we mentioned earlier, Mary saw the best in everyone, even if they did not deserve it. The couple lived in an upscale apartment complex known as The Yards in Charlotte's hipster neighborhood known as Noda.
At around 2:30 p.m., the pair
Oh,
sent
the
an Uber to
hipsters,
pick up
bro.
Mary and bring her back to their place as she didn't know how to drive. Mary's grandmother asked the driver not to take her, and the driver replied, "She's grown, I'm taking her," and then the car drove off.
Feminism got this girl killed. Did you see that? Did you see that? The driver said, "She's grown. She's a grown woman. She can do what she wants." That's how feminism got her killed, bro. She's a grown woman. She can do what she wants. No, sorry, she can't. She's a woman. It's not because of her disability. It's because she's a girl. No. No, the matriarch said no. It's over. Bro, I'm about to shoot the people who made
Due
this
to
game.
prior bullying, Mia had a bad feeling about this trip.
As I'm sure you'll remember, the end of March was the beginning of many of the 2020 lockdowns across the country. March
Oh, it
28th marked
was-
the day that North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper shut down the state. For young adults that were used to having a social life, this was particularly difficult.
Yo, this picture is hella creepy. Is this AI? This is not a real person, is it? This is AI. You see this shit? It's hitting that uncanny valley for me. This is a thing pretending to be a human, but it's not a human. Do you guys see this shit? You know what I mean? Look at it. Look at the eyes. Look at the movement.
Shut down the state.
That's not a human.
For young adults that were
This
used
is
to
AI. This is AI. This is AI 100%.
having a social life, this was particularly difficult. Mary
Get away
was
from my
so
fucking
excited to
screen.
go hang out with some friends, even if they had.
Oh, we're
treated
not
her
surfing the
poorly.
edge tonight, bro. We already
However,
went past
this wasn't going
it
to
like
be
3
the
hours
normal
ago.
hangout session with friends that Mary had hoped for. The couple bought sushi, one of Mary's favorite foods, and posted videos on social media so that everyone would think that she was fine. The three
Oh,
later
she
joined up
looks
with Jimmy
drugged out of her
Salerno,
mind.
a friend of Kelly and Lavi. A hangout session with friends that Mary had
She
hoped
looks
for.
drugged out of
The
her
couple bought
mind.
sushi, one of Mary's favorite foods, and posted videos on social media so that everyone would think that she was
Why does every horrible looking emo think that they are like some kind of model or some shit? Look at these pictures.
The
Look at
three
these
later
pictures.
joined up with Jimmy Salerno, a friend of
Bro, that guy. That mugshot though. What the
The
fuck?
three later
This
joined
guy
up
had a
with Jimmy
shit ton of
Salerno.
simp women. What the fuck? What's going on here and here? What? He's a pretty girl. He's gonna do great in jail. That's what you get for killing somebody, bitch.
Salerno, a friend of Kelly and Lavi.
Yeah, it all looks like AI. It's got a weird...
According to the publication The Queen City
like,
Nerve, things went south after Mary declined to participate in a three-way with Kelly and Lavi. Allegedly, upset about the rejection, the couple sought Jimmy's help and used Xanax to drug Mary. While
No,
Mary was
dude.
incapacitated, the three of them brutally attacked her, which resulted in her death.
The couple
Atanto.
tied Mary up, put a dog leash around her neck, and beat her in the bathtub. According to her autopsy report, Mary was tortured and stabbed upwards of 133 times, with stab wounds covering her entire body. Many of these wounds were shallow in nature, too shallow to hit an organ or a major artery. With this in mind,
What the
it's
fuck?
reasonable to conclude that Mary suffered in fear and agony for some time before she finally
Bro, what? When they said the dog collar, I thought they were gonna be in some like weird ass kinky BDSM and she died accidentally. But 100 and shit something stabbings.
succumbed to
No, you
her
guys are trying to
wounds.
kill her. Like, what the fuck are you
Her
doing?
cause of death was listed as multiple sharp trauma injuries. As the autopsy report and probable cause affidavit are over 30 pages long,
Oh my
We'll have
god.
links for you to view
Oh
those in
my
the show
god. I
notes
don't.
if you wish to learn more.
I don't.
Jimmy
want
then
to, but
called
thank you guys.
18-year-old America Deal to help clean up the mess.
What?
However, America didn't really know Jimmy. He was just somebody that she had met on Tinder. They covered Mary's body with
This guy killed somebody and then said, "Yo, shorty, can you pull up and help me hide the body?" What is going on with the kids today, dude? What the fuck?
Detergent and pumpkin spice shower
Yeah,
gel
she was
to
a
mask
nice
the smell of
person.
decomposition.
Oh my god,
Mary was
dude.
then wrapped in duct tape, saran
Oh
wrap,
no.
and then
Oh
placed into
no.
a trash bag.
Oh my
The four
god.
of them decided to go one step further. They carefully placed the trash bag inside of the couple's mattress. They planned to later dispose of the mattress by burning it, and allegedly Lavi was trying to pay someone to help him get rid of it. According to America Deal, Kelly Lavery was the ringleader and was giving orders to everyone else as far as what should be done.
When Mary
Yo,
didn't
W
return
America.
home,
Yo,
nor did she
America.
respond to her grandmother's calls or texts.
America, good job.
Mia Alderman tracked her granddaughter's cell phone down. It was easy for her to see that Mary's last known use was at the yards, as they shared a family plan.
Why couldn't they just be normal cringe emos, dude, and started like stabbing each other? Just do a spat. You two together. Just be normal cringe emos. Why do you have to be monsters? Why can't you just be normal cringe emos and cut yourselves? Come on, dog.
Mary also went dark on social media, which was unlike her. Really, it's unlike any 20-year-old, especially one that's having a night out with friends.
However, due to the fact that Lavi had posted the video on social media,
they caught him.
Trio
What a
eating
retard.
sushi and having a good time together, Mia chalked Mary's lack of contact up to her forgetting her charger and her battery dying on her. At the time, Mia had also become preoccupied with getting enough groceries and goods for quarantine. As I'm sure you'll remember, this was quite a chaotic.
Yeah, that time was
After more
insane.
time passed, Mia decided to pick up her granddaughter.
Yeah, bro, why couldn't
Upon
they just
arriving
choke
at the
each
yards,
other?
Mia looked around for some clue as to where Mary could be. She found a mailbox with Kelly's name and apartment number, then went
Why
to
couldn't they
brush
just be
herself
normal
in.
cringe people?
When nobody answered, Mia stood outside, waiting until another resident let her in the building.
Slapped each other up a
Once
little.
in, she rushed to the third floor
Come
and
on.
knocked on the door, screaming Mary's name. She was met by Kelly Lavery and Lavi Pham, who told Mia that Mary had already left. The grandmother was certain that this could not be true, as Mary's disability made it highly unlikely that she would have left on her own.
Yeah.
Furthermore, Mary needed her phone to navigate about town, and it hadn't
that
been
title
active
is-
since her arrival at the apartment. Mary had also broken her glasses prior to the weekend, and wouldn't have been able to go far without them by herself.
Armed with this information,
Yeah.
Mia filed a missing persons report with the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department at 11 p.m. on March 30th. According to the CMPD,
Bro, the
more than
narrator
3,500 people are reported missing in Charlotte annually.
She's a normal emo
70%
girl.
are
You know, why
teenagers,
couldn't
mostly
these people
runaways,
be like her?
While the other 30%
She's making
are
bank
adults,
off of
and
these
on
people. Why
average,
couldn't they
less
be
than
like
10
her?
per year end up being the result of foul play. According to the website, quote,
You know?
being a missing person is not a crime. Adults can go missing if they choose to, end quote. However, Mary's family felt that filing a missing persons report didn't make sense, as they knew Mary was still in the apartment and worked diligently to explain to the detective assigned to the case that she was in extreme danger.
Not knowing what else to do, Mia followed CMPD protocol and went home to file the police report, believing the police would then go inside and get her granddaughter.
Fuck.
However, according to Mia, quote, the officer who responded to my call goes into the apartment and knocks on the door. There was no response, and so she left, end quote.
Aware of the lack of urgency on CMPD's part,
Bro, what is going with
Mia
the
kept a
police
rotation going at the
department?
apartment complex, with at least one family member or friend always watching who was coming and going. At one point, Lavi let Mia and Mary's mother, Casey Del Pezzo, into the apartment to look for Mary. Now, Mia was not allowed in the back bedroom, but
God damn, bro, this family is good looking. What the?
to look for Mary. Now, Mia was not allowed in the back bedroom.
Michael Velma. She looks like Velma, no?
Quickly guided through by an agitated Lottie.
And he looks like Kenny.
Eventually, Joshua Gaskin, the detective handling Mary's case, told the family to stop harassing the couple. However, the family, understandably, refused to ease up on them.
What about the fucking
Gaskin's inaction
woman?
also caused surveillance footage from the yards to be lost. Mia asked the detective to see the footage from the apartment complex's cameras from the 28th.
Yeah, she comes in and she never comes out.
Whether Mary had left.
She
Now,
never comes
according
out.
to Mia, Detective Gaskins told her they would need a warrant, though she found out later that that information was inaccurate.
Bro!
On April 3rd, Mia was given permission by the complex's corporate office to view the footage without a warrant. By this time, however, a new month had started.
These cops!
March 28th had been completely erased.
Overall, Detective Gaskin did not take Mary's case seriously.
Wait, what?
By this time, however, a new month had started. March 28th had been completely
Oh,
erased.
Overall,
fuck.
Detective Gaskin did not
They
take
erased
Mary's
it.
case seriously at all. He became exasperated with the family, even once blurting out to Mia, "Do you understand that she's not in there?"
Did you check?
Despite countless family members begging for help, Detective Gaskin took one tip
Yo,
seriously.
kick this guy. Kick this guy out.
According to Mia,
Kick this guy out, bro.
somebody
This guy
called
shouldn't be a
in
cop.
and told the detective
That she was in
that
the
Mary had done this before, and that she runs off with
Oh.
guys all of the time. Not only was this allegation not
What?
true, but was nearly impossible given her disorder, and neither Detective Gaskin nor any other CMPD officials ever called to confirm the claim with them. Around this
Bruh.
same time, Jimmy Salerno became loose-lipped and began bragging about the crime to others. He even went as
What
far
a
as to
retard.
claim that he had pictures of Mary's body on his phone. In turn, the witnesses reported their findings to the CMPD on April 2nd. They
Idiot.
then met with Lavi Pham at the couple's Noda
It's good that he's a
apartment,
fucking
and
dumbass.
they were allowed to conduct a search. Lavi's level of hubris was so disgusting. He walked the detectives to the master bedroom himself and lifted the mattress in front of them. There was no Mary, and believing that she wasn't in the
Bro.
apartment, the police left empty-handed.
Bro,
On
he
April 4th,
lifted the
witness that had
mattress.
filed
She
the
was
report
inside of
contacted
it.
them back along with a second
She was
witness,
inside of it.
insisting that Mary was indeed in the mattress. The CMPD returned to
Wait.
the yard this time.
Wait, who said was in the mattress? Mia,
Mary was in
America?
the report contacted them back along with a second. On April 4th, the witness that had filed the report contacted them back along with a second witness,
America.
insisting that Mary was indeed in the mattress.
America.
The CMPD returned to the yard, this
The
time
girl.
armed with a search warrant. When they opened up the mattress, they found Mary's body wrapped in a black trash bag.
Wait, America
which
was
had
in the
been
mattress?
extremely
No.
well concealed.
The other
Mary's
girl.
bank card and ID were hidden
Mary
in the bedroom
was-
under a stack of papers, and blood was
Ama-
located throughout
America
the
was the
master
other
bedroom
chick,
and bath.
right?
Saran
Tinder
wrap,
girl.
duct tape, and a box of contractor-grade trash bags were also located in the apartment. This same day, Lavi posted a picture to his now banned Twitter account of a cartoon
Dad.
duck holding a knife
Yes.
with one single word: yes.
Kelly
Cringe. He's
Lavery,
cringe.
Lavi Pham, and Jimmy
Just lock them
Salerno
up for
were
being
arrested on
cringe.
April
Lock
5th
them up
on
for being
charges of
cringe.
Homicide, kidnapping, and concealment.
Yeah,
of
it was a
death.
Tinder girl.
The couple were arrested in their apartment, with Kelly being so intoxicated from drugs, the police had to shake her to wake her up. Jimmy was taken into custody at his home in the University neighborhood. Jimmy was also charged with driving while impaired and possession with intent to sell or deliver Schedule II drugs.
Oh, the kitty!
It was not
the
listed
kitty!
exactly
Hey-oh.
what drugs he had on him. He had prior arrests for armed robbery
Hold on.
and drug possession as a teenager. Kelly, too, had a prior record for simple assault.
Oh, look
America
at
Deal
the
turned
kitty.
herself into authorities in Colorado after learning that an
This is the Tinder girl. This is the girl who... Rather than...
arrest warrant had been issued. She was charged with felony accessory
No,
after the
but-
fact and concealment of a death, and was extradited back to North Carolina.
But...
She bonded out on September 18th, 2021, and is now living with family in Clover, North Carolina. As of the
She-
date of this recording, only Kelly Lavery has been convicted, and it was because she took a plea deal. She pled guilty to second-degree homicide and was sentenced to 25 to 32 years in prison.
25.
She's currently being held at the Anson Correctional Institution with a
25.
projected release date of June 22nd, 2047.
Nah, bro, you killed
She will
it.
be 52 years old.
No.
Plenty of time for her to live the life that she stole from Mary.
Dude, you
I'm
killed.
so sorry that you're
Uh-huh.
hurting.
I'm so sorry.
Mary's death is a tragedy. It never should have
Tragedy.
happened. And I wish there was something
You
I could
stabbed
do
her
to
a
avoid her
100
pain.
times.
According to a spokesperson from the DA's office,
It just happened. I happened to stab her 100 times. Bro. If you would have done drugs with her and then she overdosed and you overdosed but you lived, that's a tragedy. That's an accident. Esa tu madre, what do you mean smash next, bro? Come on.
quote, plea arrangements provide crime
Smash her with a hammer. Yes. Yes. People like her shouldn't be alive. Yes. I agree.
and their families a level of finality that they may not receive with the trial, particularly by avoiding the inherent uncertainties involved in the outcome of any given jury
25 is
trial.
too little, dude.
Additionally, plea offers ensure that a defendant takes responsibility for their crime and is held accountable for their actions. Our office offers plea arrangements in nearly every case.
They do.
And has
I mean,
done so even before experiencing
Listen,
pandemic-related court
her
closures.
mistake was
We
she didn't kill a
currently have
man.
Approximately 300.
If she would've killed a man, she would've gone like 2 years.
Charges. Of those, 116 have pled not guilty and are awaiting trial. End quote. However, this didn't sit well
Look
with
at the
Mary's
kitty.
family. According to her grandmother, Mia Alderman, quote, nobody is going to tell me that the
Yeah.
value of Mary's life is 25 years.
Yeah.
Mary matters more than that.
Yeah.
End quote.
Due
Makes
to
sense.
lockdowns, Mary's family couldn't provide her with
Also-
the funeral that they wanted to.
Also, the police officer who didn't listen and didn't listen and didn't listen and didn't listen, that guy needs to be fired. Like that detective. Dog. What are you doing? Like, what the fuck are you doing? That guy needs to be fired. This is not acceptable behavior.
give her. Due to the state of her body,
Massive L
they
from the
couldn't even
police.
see her one last time to say goodbye.
Oh,
On
yeah,
July
'cause she was all
5th,
decomposed and
2020,
shit.
the eve of her 21st birthday, Mary's family held a small, private graveside
Ah.
service. Only 10 people were allowed to attend due to regulations. According to an Instagram post, she was buried with a rose from her grandmother's favorite rose bush, a tin
Oh.
containing holy water from her great-grandmother's funeral, a rosary, an item blessed by Mother Teresa, and a relic. Mary's family is now seeking justice through their organization Mary's Voice, which seeks policy change in missing persons investigations,
Yes.
especially when they involve differently abled individuals.
Not
Because
for
Mary
everybody,
was
but
never
yeah.
truly missing and was believed to be held against her will for some unknown time, her family wants different protocols put in place that allows those closest to the victims to have more say over whether the person reported missing is deemed to be in immediate danger.
In 2007, North Carolina implemented the Silver Alert system. This was intended to assist in missing persons cases.
I mean,
involving
whatever they
people who
did
suffer
with
from
the Mary
Alzheimer's
case
or
was
other
wrong.
cognitive impairments that make them susceptible to harm. A case only qualifies for a Silver Alert if the subject meets all of these criteria. 1. The person is believed to be missing. 2.
She was
They
believed
have
to be missing?
dementia, Alzheimer's disease, or a disability that requires them to
She-
be protected from potential abuse or other physical
She
harm,
had that?
neglect, or exploitation.
She had that?
3. A legal custodian has reported the person missing to local law enforcement.
That happened?
And 4. The local law enforcement agency has then reported the incident to the North Carolina Center for Missing Persons.
The North Carolina Center
I
for
think
Missing
Mother
Persons
Teresa
is
is
the only
costly.
agency able to activate a
Bro,
Silver
fuck
Alert
Mother
and only
Teresa,
do
how about
so
that?
at the request of the investigating law enforcement agency.
Don't
Like
even
Amber-
get me started on Mother Teresa, bro. Mother Teresa was a dumb hoe. That's what she was. She had her people suffer because she felt like suffering got you closer to God. And then when it was her time to suffer, oh no, give me morphine. Oh yeah. Fuck off. She was a hypocrite and a piece of shit. That's what Mother Teresa was. Not a good person. Look into her story, dude. Mother Teresa, not a good person. Also took credit for the work that some medics did, and she became a saint because she performed a fucking, you know, what's it called? The thing that you have to do for the sainthood. But the woman that was saved was taking drugs that Mother Teresa didn't allow her to take, but her husband was giving her the drugs on the down low. So yeah, thanks to Mother Teresa, some people that could have been saved died. So you know what? Mother Teresa was kind of demonic, bro. Fuck that bitch.
Silver alerts do for missing children. A silver alert sends out an alert to the media as well as to electronic billboards.
About Mother Teresa was Hitler's mother. Don't know how true that is. I think it's pretty true.
Mary Collins' case, and the family suspects that it is
Mother Teresa wasn't a good person.
The inaction of Detective Gaskin. Though her family reported her missing on March 30th, the CMPD did not issue a missing persons bulletin for Mary until April 3rd, exactly 1 day prior to her body being found, exactly where her family said it would be.
We should have organized a trip to go piss on her grave.
You just hear them say, "Our officers followed policy and procedure." Okay, so your policy and procedure.
Yeah, tabloids gave her way too much power.
Flawed, and you need to change it. End quote.
Yeah, she had a lot of people, and she believed she was doing the right thing. But well, see, she believed she was doing the right thing, but when it came time for her, right, to suffer, when it came time for her, oh, now you can allow the Western medicine to come in. When it is to save her, oh yes, of course, but to save the people around her that were dying, no. No. Suffering makes you closer to God. That's what she said. That's what she believed. She's a piece of shit.
So
another mill piece of shit.
That they gave police enough justification to obtain a search warrant. However, this raises a very important question. If they just kept their mouths shut, would Mary's body have ever been found?
No, it would never have been found.
At this point in our story, it appears the police completely wrote off Mary's disappearance due to a false tip that she ran away frequently.
Dumbasses.
Would Mary's family still be petitioning the police to this day, trying to get them to take action? What types of police protocols do you feel need to be changed in regards to cases like Mary's? Let us know in the comments down below.
I mean, it's gonna be something realistic. It's gonna be something realistic, you know? But, like, whatever that cop was doing with, like, we're not really gonna look. Yo, you can't be that careless, dude. Like, that's too much. That's too much, you know? Not bringing in, for example, a cadaver dog. Like, when they're telling you that there's a body, you know, when they're telling you that there's a body inside of an apartment, bro, you could get rid of the stench pretty easily. Like, you can saran wrap the person, you can wrap them in a shit ton of plastic. Nobody's ever going to find out, but a dog will. A cadaver dog will, for sure. How the fuck are you going to come in, right? And not have, like, a dog, and you're just going to look like this? Bro, what if they're underneath the grates or something? What if they're behind the fridge? You know? Yeah. Like, it was a very bad job by the cops, man. Honestly, very bad job. Very, 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 very bad job. I am Mary's Aunt Cara. Thank you and my I'm having a stroke right now, bro. I am Mary Aunt. Oh my god. It's not stopping. I'm Mary's Aunt Cara. Thank you from my family's heart. Okay. For covering and sharing Mary's story and being Mary's voice with us. I hope us to share Mary's story so far and wide so people know who Mary is. Know who the killers are. Try to get justice as we have already been so let down. Change policies to help other families so they might find themselves in this horrific situation. And help other families get better justice than what we have seen. Ah. Yeah, the authorities failed them heavily. Damn, bro. May says does equals months, yes. Try reading like a robot. These cases are a bit addicting to watch. Yeah, dude, the cases are a bit addicting to watch. The problem is, dude, these cases kind of make you jaded. For example, and these cases kind of like change you. For example, I was always very against the death penalty. Very against the death penalty. Because look, sometimes the cops get it wrong, you know, and somebody innocent goes to jail, gets a death sentence, and once the person's dead, there's no going back. You can't bring them back to life, right? If you take away 25 years from them, at least you can give them some time. You know, at least you can do something. Once they're dead, you know? So I was always against that shit. But then I started watching these things, and now I'm kind of like, I hope they get the death sentence. You know, like, it's changed the way I see things. But I don't think it's very healthy. So it should be, you know, there should be a drip thing. Because, like, for example, seeing all the cases where, like, the women killers of men get away with it, if you already hate girls, it just gives you an even bigger, like, reason to hate women. You know what I mean? So these kinds of videos, like the true crime videos, they can fuck with your head. So you gotta be, you know, it's just like a drug. You gotta realize this, right? It's literally just like a drug. They're addicting too. But yeah. Oof. So you sometimes have to drip them in, bro. Sometimes it's too much.
Yes!
Doesn't matter if most people are garbage. Nah, most people are not garbage, bro. If most people were garbage, we would have a horrible planet. We don't have a horrible planet. Most people are good. Most people are good, man. This is why shit like this shocks us so bad. If most people were garbage, if most people were monsters, this shit wouldn't shock us, you know? It wouldn't shock us. Cops Unlimited patient runs out when she does this.
2022.